All right, well, we're just learning now the White House does have enough votes. It says the 34 yes votes. It would need the United States Senate, largely Democrats, who are backing that deal. Barbara Mikulski of the fine state of Maryland, the latest to say that she would vote for this with reservations. Ditto Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey. This means that there are enough votes there to prevent overriding a presidential veto. That does not mean that this would still be overwhelmingly rejected in the Senate and likely the House. It just means that by not enough of a margin to stop the deal from happening, not by enough of a margin to override a suspected presidential veto. That might not even be the case right now. Senator Casey, good to have you. Your decision and your view changed and struck a lot of people as odd because you had sounded like you had serious reservations with this. What changed your mind?
Well, Neil, when you go through an agreement like this, you have to, of course, consider the text of the agreement, but then you also have to make assessments about the impact of the agreement. In the end, I think it comes down to some basic questions and a determination that I made. Number one is the fact that stares us in the face is that Iran right now is a nuclear threshold state, just 2 to 3 months until breakout, meaning they have enough fissile material to make a bomb. We have to stop them from doing that now and in the future. And I think this agreement does that. Number two is you have to consider the agreement versus all the alternatives. And I wasn't persuaded the alternatives were nearly as effective.
But the reason why I mentioned it, have you seen the writing in the agreement to that effect that this deal allows the U.S. to take military action in that event? You were quoted recently saying, "I believe this agreement must be undergirded by a clear and unequivocal statement from both the administration and Congress. We are prepared to take military action if Iran attempts to develop a nuclear weapon." I didn't think that inherent in this agreement was that option, that we could take military action if they're not complying.
No, Neil, that's not part of the agreement, but there's no question before the agreement and after the agreement, what undergirds not only the agreement, but our policy is our deterrence. And that has to be crystal clear today, and then we have to keep reasserting that. And one of the ways we're going
respectfully, sir, you're saying that we would react that way, that if they were to do anything fast and loose with this or not honor this, we could take military action. Now, we might be able to, and we might be inclined to, but that doesn't mean we will. Do you really think we would if they cheated?
No, I'm convinced that this president would take action if they were to break out and to try to construct a nuclear weapon.
He would take Senator, you think he would take military action if they cheated?
No, I didn't say cheat. There's a whole range of things they could do under the agreement where we have to respond.
I'm sorry, sir. If they didn't honor this, that he would put the military option out there.
I believe this president, if they try to break out and get a nuclear weapon, would take military action. That's what undergirds the whole agreement.
I don't see that. I don't see him having an appetite for that. But you're closer this time. I don't know. Well, you really think,
Neil, that's based upon a lot of review and a lot of conversations and a lot of exposure to classified information.
So he has told you, his people have told you, that this option is out there if they sort of reverse themselves on this.
Neil, it's based upon a review of all of that, and it's also based upon my experience being on the Foreign Relations Committee 6.5 years. We have to make sure, for this president or any president, this Congress or any Congress, that we're prepared to take action if necessary. The best way to be prepared to do that is not just having the capability. We know we have the capability. Yeah. We have a 30,000-pound bomb. We can take out their program, but you have to do that with legitimacy and the same kind of unity, really unanimity, that we had when it came to the imposition of sanctions.
Yeah, but Senator,
we have to have that unity.
Well, you're a good man and a patriot. Obviously, you're trying to do the right thing, but I also remember the president's line about that line in the sand. We didn't follow up on that. So I'm just wondering whether we would follow up, as you would like in this case, on this.
I believe he would, and I believe any president would. We have to make sure that we put in place policies that will strengthen that deterrence. I think this agreement enhances that deterrent effect rather than undermine it.
Senator, we'll watch very, very closely. Thank you for taking the time. Senator Casey.
Thanks, Neil.
Fine.